Did you ever wonder why wild horses never won the Kentucky Derby? A rather odd question, isn't it? But a fascinating one nonetheless. After all, wild horses are the epitome of unbridled freedom and raw natural power. They embody the spirit of the wild, yet they're not exactly bringing home the gold at prestigious races. Why is that? What makes these wild creatures so different from their tamed counterparts? Well, stick around to find out why wild horses aren't exactly the Usain Bolt of the equine world. You might think wild horses live in the wild, right? Well, you're not wrong, but it's not that simple. Now let's gallop around the globe and discover the diverse dwellings of our equine friends. Starting with the vast open steppes of Mongolia, where the Przewalski's horse, the last true wild horse breed, roams free. These hardy horses have adapted to the harsh cold winters and the blistering summers. They have a bit of a Goldilocks situation going on. Not too hot, not too cold, just the right amount of wild. Then there's the American West, home to the Mustang. These horses are the embodiment of the wild frontier spirit. They prefer their homes like their history, wide open and a bit untamed. The prairies are their playground and they wouldn't have it any other way. But let's not forget about the forest-dwelling horses. Yes, you heard that right. Some horses prefer the shade of the trees to the open plains. The Dullman horse of Germany, for instance, can be found trotting through the woods, munching on leaves and generally having a woodland wonderland of a time. So our hoofed buddies are rather cosmopolitan, aren't they? From the steppes of Mongolia to the prairies of America and even the forests of Germany, these wild horses sure know how to pick a scenic home. So next time you're on a wild horse chase, remember, they could be just about anywhere. Ever wondered what's on the menu for a wild horse? Hay fries and oats burger, perhaps? Well, not quite. Wild horses tend to have a rather unpretentious palate. They are vegetarians, or to be more precise, herbivores, which means their diet consists entirely of plant matter. They graze on grasses, herbs and shrubs, often wandering vast distances to find their next meal. Wild horses have a fascinating eating habit. They are crepuscular grazers. This means they usually feed during the twilight hours of dawn and dusk when the temperatures are cooler. Quite the early birds and night owls, aren't they? Now let's talk about their favorite food. Grass is the main staple of a wild horse's diet, but they do enjoy a bit of variety. Depending on the season, they might munch on reeds, bark, leaves, or even fruits and berries. It's not all eating though. Horses spend a good portion of their day just searching for food. They have a keen sense of smell, which helps them locate the freshest and most nutritious plants. But what about water, you might ask? Wild horses can go without water for a few hours to a couple of days, but they do need to drink regularly. They are often found near water sources such as rivers and lakes. It's like their own version of a quaint cafe, where they can quench their thirst after a hearty meal. So no, they don't do takeouts or dine at the local horse express. Think all wild horses look the same? Think again. Just like us humans, horses come in all shapes and sizes, each breed boasting its own unique set of characteristics. Let's take a gallop around the globe and explore the diversity among wild horse breeds, shall we? First stop, the steppes of Mongolia, home of the Przewalski's horse. Now, these aren't your everyday run-of-the-mill horses. They're the only truly wild horse breed left in the world. Sporting a short, stocky build and a charmingly rugged mane, they're the rock stars of the horse world. Next, let's trot over to North America, where we'll find the Mustang. No, not the car, the horse. Mustangs are descendants of horses brought over by Spanish explorers. They're known for their endurance and versatility, a bit like the Swiss Army knife of horses. We now take a canter to the windswept moors of Dartmoor, England, home to the Dartmoor pony. These ponies are a bit on the short side, but what they lack in size, they more than make up for in spirit. They're as tough as old boots and as sweet as a Devon cream tea. Our final stop takes us to Australia, where we find the Brumby. These horses are as wild and rugged as the outback itself. They're known for their resilience and adaptability, traits that have helped them thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the world's wild horse breeds. From the rock star Przewalski's horse in Mongolia to the versatile Mustangs of North America, the tough Dartmoor ponies in England, and the resilient Brumbies of Australia. Each breed is a testament to the amazing diversity of these magnificent creatures. So remember, it's not just about the mane and tail, there's a whole world of horse breeds out there. Ever seen a horse play tag? Well, you're about to. Now, we've all seen children playing in the park, dogs chasing their tails, even birds playing catch mid-air. But have you ever seen horses at play? It may sound a bit unusual, but horses, particularly wild ones, have a rich repertoire of social behaviors, including playful antics that would give a toddler a run for their money. In the wild, horses don't just stand around grazing all day. They have a complex social structure, filled with frolics and friskiness that can be quite entertaining to watch. Play is a crucial part of their social interactions, helping them to establish bonds, determine rank, and, yes, just have a bit of good old-fashioned fun. You might be surprised to learn that horses have a game that's akin to our human version of tag. A young colt might nip at another's flank and then dash off, inviting a spirited chase. It's all in good fun and helps them to develop their agility and coordination. Communication among wild horses is a fascinating topic as well. They use a combination of vocalizations, body postures, and facial expressions to convey their feelings and intentions. A swish of the tail, a stomp of the hoof, an affectionate nuzzle, each gesture carries its own message. Another interesting aspect of horse society is the establishment of hierarchy. You see, every herd has a leader, often a mature mare or stallion, who guides the group and makes the decisions. It's not a position that's handed over on a silver platter, though. It has to be earned through displays of strength, dominance, and sometimes a bit of horseplay. So, next time you see a group of wild horses, take a closer look. You might just catch them in a game of tag, or observe a subtle communication exchange, or even witness a bit of drama as they decide who gets to be the boss. So, wild horses do more than just horsing around, they've got a whole social calendar. So, what have we learned about our wild, gallant, grass-munching friends? Well, we've trotted around the globe, from the frosty steppes of Mongolia to the sweltering savannas of Africa, uncovering the secrets of these magnificent creatures. We've discovered that wild horses are not just the stuff of Wild West legends. They're real, and they're living out their storybook lives right under our noses. Let's gallop through the main points, shall we? First stop was our exploration of the wild horse's abode, their home sweet home. From the rugged ranges of Nevada to the open plains of Mongolia, we've found that these horses are anything but homebodies. They're quite the explorers, actually. They've claimed every terrain as their own, from mountainous heights to valley lows, showing us that they're not just adaptable, but downright adventurous. Then we saddled up for a culinary journey, exploring the horse gourmet. Grass, grass, and more grass. Who knew that these beasts could be such foodies? But it's not just about the quantity, it's about the quality. The type of grass they munch on varies by region, and this diet helps them to stay hearty and hale. We then ventured into the world of horse diversity, with not all horses are created equal. We met the robust Mustangs of America, the resilient Brumbies of Australia, and the petite Przewalski's horses of Mongolia, each with their unique traits and temperaments. It was like a beauty pageant of the horse world, wasn't it? Our journey wouldn't have been complete without a peek into the playful side of these majestic creatures. In horseplay, we observed that horses aren't just about the work. They love a good frolic, a friendly nudge, a playful chase. It's all part of their social structure, their way of bonding, their joy of living. In a nutshell, these wild horses are not just survivors, they're thriving. They live in harmony with nature, adapting to diverse habitats, eating what the land provides, celebrating their diversity, and playing to their heart's content. They might not have a jockey on their back, but they've got the wind in their manes and the earth under their hooves. And there you have it, everything you didn't know you needed to know about wild horses. Remember, they might not win the Kentucky Derby, but they sure know how to live life in the wild lane.